My best friend stole my invention, so I made sure the whole world saw the truth. When I saw my best friend standing on that stage, smiling under the spotlight, taking credit for my work, I swear my heart stopped. I'd spent 3 years building that invention, a compact, low-cost water purifier designed for rural use. It was my baby, my ticket out of the endless cycle of failed startups and late-night ramen dinners. And the guy standing there soaking in applause was Leo, my supposed business partner. Except Leo hadn't written a single line of code. He hadn't even stayed up through one of those endless nights in my garage, but somehow, he'd managed to file the patent under his name while I was away helping my mom recover from surgery. I remember the email. Hey man, thought it was best to move fast. You were busy. I took care of it. You'll still get your cut. My cut? He was offering me a slice of my own creation. I didn't reply. I didn't even yell, because something in me snapped, not in rage, but in focus. That's the thing about betrayal. It can destroy you, or it can refine you, and I chose refinement. Leo was planning a big public demo for the product, live-streamed, sponsored by investors, journalists, and even a few government reps. He sent me an invite like it was some kind of peace offering. Come see your idea in action, he said. Yeah, sure, my idea. But here's what he didn't know. I was still the one who wrote the code that powered the purifier's main function. The core software was locked with my encryption key. Without it, the device would run for exactly 60 seconds before freezing. So, I did what any heartbroken engineer with a bruised ego would do. I let him think everything was perfect. I even helped him test the prototype. Smiled, nodded, pretended to forgive him. Inside, I was building the quietest revenge I'd ever imagined, because justice doesn't always need volume. Sometimes it just needs timing. The day of the launch, the ballroom buzzed with cameras and microphones. Leo stood center stage in a crisp suit, the kind he could only afford now that my invention was his. Behind him, the giant banner read, HydraPure, the future of clean water. I watched from the back of the room, hidden in the sea of journalists. When Leo spotted me, he gave that smug little smirk, the one that used to mean we're in this together. Now it just looked like a warning sign I'd ignored for too long. He started his speech, full of buzzwords and borrowed lines. I could practically hear echoes of my own notes in his fake enthusiasm. Finally, he said the line I'd been waiting for. And now, watch as HydraPure purifies contaminated water. In real time, the crowd leaned in. He poured murky brown water into the unit. The lights flickered. The machine whirred. And for 60 seconds, everything looked perfect. Then beep! The screen glitched. The purifier sputtered. And a single line of text appeared on the digital display, projected across the giant LED wall for everyone to see. Unauthorized access detected. Property of Arjun M. That was my name. My signature. The one he deleted from the code. The audience went dead silent. Leo froze, his face draining of color. He tried to laugh it off, fumbling for the controls, but every backup device he tried did the same thing. Same message. Same signature. All mine. Someone from the crowd yelled, "Wait, who's Arjun?" Another voice of an investor asked sharply, "Did you steal this?" The room turned into chaos, and I walked out before Leo could even stammer an answer. By the time I got home, the clip was already going viral. Millions of views, hundreds of comments, everyone calling him out. Fraud, thief, karma in 4K. Leo tried calling me, then texting, then emailing. "Dude, please, let's talk. I didn't mean to cut you out. It was a mistake. We can fix this." But the thing about public betrayal is, it doesn't get fixed. It gets recorded. I never responded. Instead, I filed the corrected patent with the video evidence attached. Within a week, his investors pulled out, his reputation cratered, and the company, if you could even call it that, was dead. I didn't celebrate, not really. Because underneath the satisfaction, there was something else. Grief. Grief for the friendship that had once meant everything. Grief for the trust I'd never get back. But that grief turned into something cleaner, something sharper. Peace. A few months later, I got invited to speak at a tech ethics conference. I gave a talk titled The Cost of Trust in Innovation. At the end, someone asked, "Do you ever regret how it ended?" I paused, thinking about that stage, that moment, his pale face under the spotlight. Then I said, "No. Some lessons have to be taught in front of an audience."